In three, two, one, live.
Hey, it's not live, it's Memorex. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. And what show? Yes, the Stupid Show. He's Dave, I'm Kurt. We're stupid. And this is our show. That's pretty much all you need to know.
And I'm fine, and I'm mine, and I love me till the end of time, 'cause I make me feel so shiny and new, like a virgin.
Hey!
Woo! Touch for the very first time, like a
Okay, listen to me.
virgin,
Listen to me.
with my heartbeat next to
in,
mine.
in any iteration of any band that you have ever been in, were you the lead singer?
No, thank God.
Okay, so let's keep it that way, eh?
Well, I was actually once. We did fucking talk poetry, so I guess I was the lead singer in that.
Um,
Hmm.
talk poetry, huh?
Yeah.
He said, "This is my guitar. There are many like it, but none like mine."
Speaking of guitars, man, you know who had the oddest style, playing style? Because you have people like Jeff Healey who was blind and he'd set it on his lap and
Yeah,
he'd
like
play it
lap
upside
steel.
down and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or you had Jimi Hendrix playing behind his head. But you know
Mm-hmm.
whose style was really fucking outrageous and out there that I don't think anybody else could duplicate?
Oh,
Johnny Be Good.
oh, Chuck Berry,
No, Johnny Be Good.
Johnny Be Good.
Yeah, because he played his guitar like ringing a bell. So I have a picture in my mind. He's grabbing it by the neck and shaking that motherfucker up and down. Nobody else could play guitar like that.
You know,
Could you
sometimes
imagine
it's
that son of a bitch? Could you imagine that son of a bitch working for the Salvation Army? You got those people out there in trumpets, but you got Johnny B. Good out there with his fucking at the red kettle with his guitar.
Sir, I believe if he did something like that, that would earn him a 72-hour vacation in the nut ward.
Or that son of a bitch would be listed like on the top fucking 10 guitarists of all time. One of the above.
Well, yeah, that son of a bitch. That's all you referred to him as. You called him by his name once, and then after that, it was that son of a bitch.
That son of a bitch, because he could play the guitar just like ringing a bell.
Go, go.
Go, Johnny. Go.
Man, that little country boy could play.
Like ringing a bell.
Oh boy, you're fucking really kicked into fucking stupid eye here
Not
today,
really.
aren't
I
you?
was fucking dragging ass. I'm like, oh my God, I feel terrible. Like, I've been, the past couple days, I've been, my blood sugars have been dropping to dangerous levels.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I haven't taken my Lantus. I said, all right, I'm not going to take that. And then I cut way down on my pre meal insulins.
Yep.
So, I mean, I've cut them in half right
Yep.
now. So, and I'm going to actually have to cut them lower because, like, it started the other day. I went to lay down and, because I didn't feel good. But as I laid down, man, I had this weird feeling in my gut. And then these pictures started rolling through my head of like just generations of my family and shit. And then, like, why are they rolling through my gut? I'm like, hey, something's not right. Because normally I wouldn't check my blood. Normally I wouldn't check my blood sugar unless I was gonna eat. And I'm like, that's just fucking weird. And I was hurting, and I felt
Yeah.
like I was gonna throw up. And usually that's a sign that I'm hungry, but I knew I wasn't hungry because I had only ate like 2 hours ago previous to that.
Right.
And so I'm like, Well, this is
Hmm.
fucked up. So I checked my blood sugar, and it was already down to 64. This is 2 hours after eating.
Yeah.
That's that's where it should be like close to its highest.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I did not feel good at all, man. And
Oh,
and I,
I'm
my
glad.
my chest was hurting, and everybody. I'm like, I just don't feel good. And so,
I'm glad. I'm glad you reminded me. I got to change my sensor. It died today.
uh,
It's change it. But yeah, just I mean, this Manjaro that worked. I just had a cup and a half of rice and some cubed ham and some mixed vegetables. My sugar is 132
yeah, that's yeah.
after a
That
meal. Uh,
depends on how close to after a meal it was.
about an hour and a half.
Okay, so it should be higher than that. But yeah.
But I mean, I it's crazy. And I cut. I mean, I talked to my endocrinologist, and she's like, "Well, just adjust, and if it goes to this, then dial it back to this." And, so I mean, I've got a sliding scale now because my sugar dips too low instead of too high.
Right. Thankfully, I have a certain like because I'll buy like potato chips and shit, and throughout the week I'll give myself some, and because my blood sugars aren't really that fucking high, so
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, it doesn't hurt if I add a few. Like when you were a kid, your mom would throw in a fucking like a handful of potato chips with your sandwich, so that's what
Mm-hmm.
like that's pretty much what I do for lunch. So a bag of chips will last me for a week and a half.
Yeah.
So, but I'm like, well, that's one thing that's going to bring my blood sugar up is eating potato chips. So I ate that and one of those Reese's trees,
Yeah.
and that brought it up, but it didn't stay up for a whole fucking long time.
No.
So I'm like,
No.
yeah, this is
See, Luke
I
got a big old bowl of Halloween candy. So
yeah
like every night before I go to bed, I grab a few pieces and put it on my nightstand next to me just in case. Because it's not enough to bring your sugars all the way up, but it's enough for you to function so you can actually get something
yeah.
better that'll bring your blood sugars up slower and
Diana said, well,
but
you should just get a regular soft drink, and that'd fucking bring it up too. And she's
how
probably
long have you
right.
been how long have you been drinking diet though?
Right. Yeah, the regular soft drink, I fucking they're just too sweet.
Yeah, way
I
too
couldn't
sweet.
I couldn't fucking do it. And I've been
Because
drinking
you
diet
were
sodas for fucking over 30 years.
yeah.
And I
Yeah,
did
because
it
I
because I
remember.
like the taste better. And everybody else
Mhm.
is just weird. Those taste horrible. I'm like, not to me. They taste good.
See,
So
when we were delivering, I was drinking regular,
yeah.
and now I mean it's like I've probably been a little better than 20 years on diet. So
And
you
then
know,
yeah. So that's been it's been a weird so yeah, today I was like, oh man, I just feel like shit. I'm like, but I'm gonna make it to the show. I'm gonna make it to the show. I was fucking super tired coming up into this, man. I'm
dude,
like, oh,
I slept pretty much all day today.
yeah, I did
I'd
too.
wake up.
I got up at 7 tonight, and I'm like,
uh,
okay, well, I'm gonna stay up and I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna and I was dragging ass, and I'm like 9:30, I'm still dragging ass. I'm like, oh, just fucking come on, man.
no, because I woke up at 8 and I poured my coffee and I came
Hmm.
back in. I got in my chair and I'm like, well, maybe if I just close my eyes for a minute. Bong! 11 o'clock. I said, what happened? And then I was like, okay, so I drank a little coffee, watched a little YouTube. And then the next thing I know, I open my eyes, ding, 3 o'clock. Holy shit, what's going on?
So what was you watching on the YouTubes?
Um, I've been watching like large construction vehicles and stuff like that, like how to how to operate and maintain a front end loader, and
Yeah.
I
And
don't
then
know. I
those
mean,
fucking and then those trucks with the fucking tires that are bigger than fucking a 2-story house.
oh yeah, dude. They call those are quarry trucks.
Them motherfuckers is crazy.
Yeah, you got to climb like 3 flights of stairs just to get up to the cab.
Yeah, you could never drive one of those because you'd be afraid to get up
Hell
into
no.
there.
Yeah, I mean, well, if it had an elevator, I'd be all
Yes.
right.
You got escalator and elevator because I could do that.
I could do that, but
But I
no.
ain't
Well,
climbing no fucking ladder.
but see, the only thing is, like, you get up to the second story, and the only thing between you and the ground is a little metal railing.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm sorry. I
Not me.
fear of heights.
I remember climbing up them goddamn TV antennas, man. Like nothing.
See, you because you're stupid. The last time I did that was when I was living out at Don Johnson's. Something happened to a CV antenna, so and the hub was cracked. I'm like, all right, well, I can fix that. So I go on. They had a lean-to behind their house, so I climbed the ladder and got up on the lean-to. It said, as long as I stay on the I-beams on the joists, I'll be okay. Or the I-beams. Anyway, so I'm walking real careful, and I lean over, and I'm trying to take the hub out, and I could feel my foot slip, so I moved my other foot to get my footing, and I heard, I said, uh-oh, pow, right down to the fucking concrete I went.
Ah,
And I
oh,
mean, I sat there for a minute, I was like, what the fuck just happened?
I'm sad I missed that because I'd have laughed and
Yeah.
laughed.
Oh, Donnie Joe thought it was funny.
Do you blame him?
No,
Mm.
but he's like, well, first he said, "Are you all right?" I said, "I think so." Then he honest, he fell over laughing.
Ah, fuck. Just about
Yeah,
what I
that
would have
was. He said, "Damn,
been.
dude." He said, "I didn't know you could bounce."
uh,
I
Here,
said, "Well, apparently
just roll around a little bit there, because that'd be funny.
you'll be all right." Yeah, just rub some dirt on it. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
walk it off.
Oh, yeah. So believe me, I can't do heights anymore, man. I just can't.
Not me, man. I loved all like I was a kid. I was like, we would go to Cedar Point. I'd be all on them roller coasters and all
Yeah,
that shit.
fuck. Oh, let me tell you. Do you remember Brian and Wendy from the chat, Orc
Yes,
One? And
yeah,
well, we went to Sandusky to go hang out with them for a weekend.
yeah.
And they were like, okay, Kurt, we got to get you on one ride. I said, you people are out of your mind. They're going on these, but they went on the Millennium Force. And I was like, you people are nuts. They're like, Kurt, we just need to get you on a ride. Okay, cool. They're like, well, we'll put you on the pirate ship. I said, you know what? I can do the pirate ship. I know I can. So I get into the middle, and Brian sits down next to me. He says, no, Kurt, we're going to get you over this fear. Go sit in the back. I'm like, does that matter? He said, you'll find out. So I go sit in the back, and this thing gets going. Yeah, I can understand because the G-force in the center of the ship is nowhere near what it is on the ends. This
See,
thing
I
would
would have.
swing. Oh, this thing would swing up and then come back down. I could feel myself lifting up off of the seat. I was like, I'll kill every one of you.
See now to get you somebody started like for rides and shit. I would have got you over on the Cedar Creek Mine Ride, which is a roller coaster, but it's a smaller coaster. I wouldn't have took you on the, even though it's probably the oldest coaster in the park, the Blue Streak. That one's kind of like, even if you've ridden the bigger ones, the Blue Streak's kind of scary because it's a shaky son of a bitch.
Is it
But
a
it's
wooden track?
yeah.
Oh, see, that's the worst, dude.
And so I'm like, I wouldn't have started you on but the Cedar Creek Mine Ride, that would have been perfect to start somebody at.
Yeah, well, they put me on the ship. As soon as I was done, I was like, you know what? Just find me the tent that says cold beer. Okay. That's going to be the ride I'll be on all day.
And then going into like Frontier Town, you get into those little bars and shit, and they got the people playing the music and shit. That's cool. I
Mm-hmm.
love that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, we caught the we caught the dolphin show, and
I was so glad when they got rid of shit like that.
yeah, made room for more rides.
Well, no, also because that's kind of cruel shit putting those animals in those little fucking tanks.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's accurate.
Uh,
It is. All right. Well, now that we've had our laughs and talked about our nonsensical shit, so Dave, how was your week?
well, I wasn't feeling well. Oh wait,
And
I
that's
already
about
talked.
it.
I was talking about, and then I went grocery shopping.
Oh, there's a surprise.
And then last week he said, "Oh, let's do this list on something." And I think either you suggested the list or I did. I don't want to. Oh, it was you because it was the arcade game one.
Yep,
And I had it done before the show was even over. And you're
you
like, "I
did.
hate you." You're like, "I
Yeah.
hate you." and then let's see. Then yesterday I fucking go out to get the mail and I open it up and there's a huge check in there and I'm like, oh fuck, man. I was supposed to they were supposed to notify me if it ever got approved or not. And that was supposed to be
Oh,
4 to 6 weeks. But yeah, so I had time to get a lawyer and shit. So I went around trying to call lawyers today. One's like, well, I'm not going to be able to get anybody in until after the new year. And then the other ones didn't even fucking call back. I called them at 9 o'clock in the morning. I figured by 4 o'clock, if they weren't calling, fuck them. So I'll call
welcome.
that one. I'll call that one back that said 2 weeks tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Chanel said she's sorry, but she's not making the show. When I talked to her, she sounded absolutely exhausted. So they're running her ragged at Culver's.
Oh, Culver's, yeah.
Yeah. She's an assistant manager. So
I tried that place, man. Everybody else says it's so great. Just for me, it didn't hit the spot.
yeah, I mean, some places do that, you know?
Right, right.
Like the first time I ate at Red Robin, oh no, it was
I've
a
never
terrible
been there.
experience. It was a terrible experience. And I said, never again. Well, so Luke and I were doing Uber in Indy, and he's like, hey, let's, because we got their rub. Their fucking rub on pork chops is amazing. But anyway, so he's like, let's get some rub. And he said, come on, let's have a meal. I went, all right, I guess I will. Well, the manager came over and he said, I heard you had a real bad experience. I said, oh, yeah. He said, well, let me hand pick you some food and we'll only charge you half. I said, all right. So the manager curated me a meal, and holy shit, dude, my whole mind was changed.
You know what I tried and I didn't like either, and it's a big chain, was the Outback Steakhouse.
A steakhouse is a steakhouse, you know? I
Oh,
mean,
that place, I thought their food was fucking horrible and overpriced.
for me, it would be I go to Texas Roadhouse instead. They have much better food. Much
Yeah,
better
I haven't been to like a lot of that shit for a long time.
food. Yeah, it's expensive, and when you're limited to transportation.
For me, like at the time that they opened up, Amos was still open, so I'd have rather went there.
Oh yeah, support local business every day of the week.
Oh, and fuck, plus the shit in Amos was so good.
Oh yeah, dude, their buffalo burgers were amazing.
Oh my god, I'm glad I got to take like Daniel and Elizabeth there at least once. And
Yeah, I took Ann and the kids out there once, and he's like, I don't know what to get. I said, get the fucking buffalo burger. That's what you get. I said, you don't look at any other part of that menu. Well, what about the kids? Well, they eat whatever they want. But so I mean, anytime I was out there towards Richmond area, I stopped at Amos.
Yeah, that
Oh my
place.
goodness.
Oh, I remember the
Oh,
first
yeah.
time I went there. I was a little kid, and they had a lot more buffalo out back, and of course it was a lot dirtier. Like there was still sawdust on the fucking floor there and shit like that.
Oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
know, it was a big change after, because of course there's a lot more regulations by the time we grew up. But yeah,
No, well, I mean, sure. Yeah, I don't see. I didn't go out there. I was probably 10 or 11, I think, when I went out there. My grandparents took my parents and me and my sister out, and that's the first time I ate there. And I'm looking over the menu and stuff like that. My grandpa leans over. He said, "You will get a buffalo burger."
Uh,
And I said,
well, my parents
"I
didn't even
will."
have to say anything because that is like when we went out, that's pretty much what I usually got was burgers. Except
Well,
for
I mean, I like spaghetti, and the eye catcher for me was they made their meatballs with the buffalo too.
right. Mm.
So I mean, I was like, yeah. He said no. He said get even at 10. He's like this. It's something special when my grandpa tells me that this is what I need to eat. I went, all right. I tried. Hooked, hooked. It was so good. And yeah, that's when like Christina and I went out and saw the buffalo and all that, and they're whatever I think they had a llama and an alpaca, maybe. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I mean, fuck it, 40 years ago.
Easily. God damn, we're old.
Yeah, we are. But yeah, you're right. Anyways, please continue with your week. You were sick. You went grocery shopping.
Yeah, I did. I went grocery shopping. Got that check. Went lawyer shopping.
Lawyer shopping.
Yeah, and so now I'm looking at new guitars and TVs and shit like that because I can't use the money for anything like households or
Yeah,
to fix
bills.
the house or bills. So pretty much it's there to fucking blow, and
Hmm.
that's kind of what I'm gonna do.
Right on.
And I ain't
Right
even
on.
looking at really new guitars. I'm looking at old guitars that I fucking have wanted in the past. And so, but there's only 3 of them that I really want right now.
Oh, we'll get all 3.
I'm thinking about it, but there goes at least 3 grand.
So
So,
you got it.
and then the TV, and then
Are you gonna get a bigger TV for your room?
I might keep the one in my room and get one for the living room. But
Get like a 4K.
uh,
Get a 4K TV.
or an
I'm telling
okay.
you, dude. From what I understand, they've already got like 12K TVs out.
Okay.
I mean, why do you have to have a picture that clear? You might as well just go outside and watch what's happening.
Right. Yeah, you just next they'll have the actors like just right in your house and shit.
Oh yeah, sure. They just come right in.
Yeah.
Shit.
And of course
All
the
right.
studios don't pay them shit. Like,
Yeah.
so they got to run to 30 million subscribers houses for like a half a cent.
Yeah. That's about what it would equate to for their time.
Half a cent per viewing, fucking. And then I started watching the series on Prime called Reacher. It's from the same shit that the Tom Cruise movies were.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I'm all caught up.
Okay, yeah, because right now there's only 1 season. The second
Yep.
season comes out this week, but
Yes, it does, and I'm ready.
it really blew my mind because the character they have in the show is massive. Like the dude's 6'5" and fucking 250 pounds and fucking
Yeah,
it,
he was. He
and
was
Tom
in a.
Cruise and Tom
Yeah.
Cruise playing Jack Reacher is a little dude. So yeah, it was kind of more exciting with Tom Cruise playing it because like you figure he's the everyman, and of course these people are shocked when he kicks the shit out of them.
Right. Did you? I'm trying to think of. There was a DC show, and
Yeah.
it had. And Robin was in it. Nightwing, and God, what is
Titans.
Yeah, the Titans.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the very first couple of seasons, you had Dove,
Mm-hmm.
and then Dove's husband, the big blonde guy.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah.
So he's a good actor. I like him.
Yeah, that's the other thing about the character in Reacher. Like the dude in the series seems almost like he has no personality.
Right.
Like he's fucking like almost. I would call it almost autistic. You know, fucking like he's just dry. Like in he super focused on everything. You know.
Mm-hmm. Sure. But I mean, I like him like that. You know, it's just he's like a robot. He's cold. He's meticulous. You know, he
Hey,
doesn't
Richard
miss a
Madsen,
detail.
been a long
Yes.
time. Great to see you.
Oh, hey, where you been? We missed you. Pat Pecker and Pete Pecker. We're the Pecker brothers.
But
So what else did you do?
that's pretty much it, man. I'm trying to, as I say, trying to figure out this stuff with the blood sugars. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Well, like,
thankfully, I go see the doctors in a couple weeks. So
yeah, I was gonna say, talk to him about it, and
he's gonna
because
tell me to do what I did. You
oh
know,
yeah, cut everything back.
yeah, I'm pretty in tune with my shit. So that's kind of like, I figured, okay, well, shit ain't right, and it just seemed weird. So check your blood sugar. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Well, and I have the constant meter on me, and if it dips below 70, I get an alarm, and it wakes me up. So, and then if it goes above 300, I get an alarm. But I haven't I haven't seen that number in a month.
Yeah, dude. I think the highest I ever remember mine being was probably like 288, and that's when they were shooting me up with steroids. And
Yeah,
and so when I hear like all you guys getting up like 400 and all that stuff, I'm like, holy craziness, you know?
dude. When I first got diagnosed, we were living on St. Clair Street. I wasn't feeling good. And I mean, we're talking, I'm pouring sugar straight into water and drinking it. And I was like, I don't get it. So I walked from St. Clair Street down to the hospital, and I went in and sat down. They tested me and they said, dude, your sugar is 694. I
Yeah,
said,
that's nuts.
is that bad? He said, well, that's borderline to being like in a sugar coma. I said, oh, okay. Oh, all right. So they gave me some insulin and it dropped right down. And
Coma,
then
I hardly knew her. Ah.
I run a coma through my hair. Who am I kidding? I don't have no hair. Anyway,
I like Tacoma. I like the swinger.
yeah,
Oh,
I didn't like Tacoma. Ah!
uh,
Oh shit. Oh, so we're on to my week, are we?
hey, how was your week? Even though it's 30s on the hours.
Shoo. We might be running over tonight, kids. That's just how it is sometimes. Anyways, my week started. Let's see. So after the show, okay. So Saturday we had our gig, and it was
Yeah, that stage was kind. I wish I would have seen more pictures.
wasn't that nice?
Yeah, that stage. Yeah, definitely. How many
Well, what
people
it
were there?
is, 200.
Nice.
So we
So you made $1 per person.
pretty much well,
No, more than.
yeah. So, anyways, the gig was we played for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And everything was great. We had one song that just was not great, and we did "Home" by Daughtry.
Uh-huh.
Oh, terrible! So that got voted out for any other show we do. And but dude, all we got all night were rave reviews. So I made $100 off of that because they paid the band 1,000,
Mm-hmm.
and it was yeah. Well, we made 160 a piece.
Right.
So I said, yeah, but that's a good payday. Not for an hour? Come on.
Okay.
Well, so gig's over, they fed us, and it wasn't great food, but they let us stay. It was really cool to watch what they do. And then so I get out to the truck, everything's loaded up. Luke gets in, he says, "Oh yeah," he said, "We cleaned out the tip jar." I said, "Okay, cool. How much did I get?" He said, "Well, we split it up between everybody. You got an extra $100." So I made
Wow.
$260 for an hour's work. I said, "I'll do that shit all day.
Wow.
That's my best payday ever, dude.
That's my best
Ever."
paying gig.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling wise, music wise, that's my best paying gig. So I was like, hell yeah, dude. So I made
I think adjusted for inflation, my best paying gig was a keg. And that was in 1987.
Oh, when Sideways did that party.
I think that was the first graduation party I played. And yeah.
You got an entire keg of beer.
Yeah, the band got a keg.
Woo!
And one of us didn't drink, so
Really?
yeah. Marty didn't drink.
Oh, that's right. Marty didn't drink.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that was awesome. And then so the band is taking a break until after the new year, and
Mhm.
I'm actually going to take this time. I think I'm going to start writing an original.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start playing around with chord structure and
I
you
got some
know I'm
lyrics for you.
I bet you do.
They go, I love my baby and she
She
loves me.
oh well, I mean, I guess it's better than beat me, bite me, tie me to the bed.
Oh, that
Beat me,
song was
bite me, tie me to the
that
bed.
song was actually better than I love my baby.
I'm a sadomasochist. I am into pain.
Uh,
I'm a sadomasochist. My toys are whips and chains. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the song that Dave wrote.
uh,
And he's like, it's gonna be a global hit. You watch.
yeah, my problem was I didn't write it on a wrapper and leave it
Yeah,
somewhere.
see that every time he does, somebody steals it and it turns into a hit. I mean, look at Safety Dance.
Yeah. So yeah, so that was cool that you had a really good gig.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Awesome.
Let's see. Uh, Yesterday I went to the vascular surgeon
Mm-hmm.
and I braced myself. I'm like, okay, I've braced myself for a hospital stay and then rehab and blah, blah. So I get in, sit down, they do all the gobby shit. The doctor comes in, she looks at me and says, "Your blood flow is superior." I'm like, okay, what's that mean? She said, "If you didn't tell me that you had diabetes, just judging by the blood flow in your legs, I would have never known." I said, "Really?" She said, "Yes, they are in a diabetic, it's the best blood flowing legs I've ever seen."
She said,
That's,
if I didn't see that you were a fat, ugly slob, I would think you were an Olympic runner. Your blood
oh,
flow is so
sure.
good.
Yeah.
That's what she said. If this was a blind test, I would think you were an Olympic athlete.
Yeah. I mean, pay no attention to my turkey foot.
Uh,
Oh, shit. So that was good news. I was like, yes, I don't,
yeah,
I'll call
that's
that a
kind of
win.
cool.
Yep. So
It's
she's
always
like,
nice to
yeah,
get good news.
yeah. She's like, keep wearing your compression socks, and I'm like, oh yeah, yep. You can believe that,
Damn,
playa.
you sounded Canadian when you said that. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You said
Or I'm from that Minnesota.
you sounded like you should have been hanging out with Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Hey, take off, eh?
Uh,
That was pretty much my week.
yeah.
I didn't do much else. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and played on the old Xbox, and that's pretty much
Yeah,
it.
that's another thing I can buy. A
Yeah, you get yourself,
PS5.
yeah, get you a PS5.
Yeah, but I'm thinking maybe doing the computer because there's the games I like on computer, and I could get the same games for that I get at the PS5.
Yeah,
So
I was either thinking about getting me an Xbox Series S or keep saving and try to get a gaming laptop, but I know those are really expensive, so
yeah.
I don't know. Well, I'll figure
Oh
it out.
yeah, I also got my daughter. I sent her uh, 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 because around her birthday she seen a Care Bear that I had originally bought for my granddaughter
Hmm.
that I was going to give her for her birthday, but Elizabeth had seen it because she was up. And so I ended up giving it to Elizabeth and ordered my granddaughter a different one. So I'm like, okay, well, Christmas is coming up. And so I ordered Elizabeth a special Care Bear and had it sent to her. And she got it the other day and she seen it and she says, that's the coolest Care Bear I've ever seen. So I hit a home run on that one.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
And that's not that's what, 2 weeks away?
What, Christmas? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Just ready for the holidays to be over. We're having a New Year's Eve party here. It's pretty
Woohoo.
much just gonna be like me and Luke, Chanel and Herman, and then I think some of the boys in the band are coming.
The boys in the band.
They're gonna come hang out, and I don't know. We might set up our instruments and play a little.
The
You
boys
know,
in the band.
yep. Come have drinks and just chillax, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So, all right, kids. Anyways, it is 37s on the hour,
All right.
and it is that magical time in the show where Dave and I talk about the list.
Dun dun dun.
This week's list is 80s arcade games. Now, these were strictly in the arcade. These were not, um, you know, but I mean, they were like arcade games, and some got made into the home uh, video gaming systems. But I'm not talking about like home version exclusive. This is all
Right.
just in the arcade.
And I
All
and I
right,
have no honorable mentions.
I have four.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead with your number one.
I got Space Ace.
Wow, I didn't even get that, dude. Space Ace was fun too. Shit.
Hells
Okay,
yeah.
number one, Donkey Kong.
That's my number 3.
All right, I'm gonna put an X next to that. All right, what's your number two?
Pac-Man.
That's my number three. My number two, Galaga.
That's my number 5.
All right, I'll put an X next to that. All right, so we both had number three. Okay, number four.
Number 4, Zaxxon.
That's my number 10.
That's my fucking I think that's actually my favorite game that I played. Cause
Yeah, that's
I
one of,
lived on that fucking game.
yeah. And then when they ported it for uh ColecoVision, holy
Yeah.
shit, dude. That was nuts. All right, number
Richard, we had a
four.
friend that had the tabletop Mrs. Pac-Man at his house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we did.
Richard?
No, we had. Richard had a friend that had a centipede, but you and I had a friend that had Mrs. Pac-Man tabletop.
Who had the Mrs. Pac-Man?
Floyd. Lambert.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot.
Ah,
The only tabletop I could remember was Galaxian at Bev's
yeah.
or Galaga. Yeah, Galaga. Because I mean, when I wasn't working, I was at that machine.
Okay, so I did my number 4. What's your number 4, dickhead?
Tempest.
All right, I don't even have that mother scratcher.
I loved Tempest, dude.
We already had my number 5. So what's your number 5?
My number 5,
Yeah,
Popeye.
I don't even have that. I don't. I don't even remember that game.
It's like Olive Oil was on the very top, and she was throwing hearts.
So it was
Popeye had
Donkey
to
Kong.
yeah, and then you ate the spinach and you punched Bluto out and
Yeah, it was Donkey Kong.
sort of, yeah. Okay. Number 6.
Frogger.
Oh, I don't even have that one. Oh shit. Number 6. Punch Out or Ring King.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember that that little arcade that was down there on Quay Street next to the Roach?
Yeah.
Yeah. I set that high score in there on that game. Nobody could touch it. Not for a long time. Yeah, I love that.
It's been
All
out
right.
that fucking long, man. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. When I was in there in 86. Yeah.
You know what other
86.
game I really liked and I forgot to put on here is Karateka. I used to that Welsh's Party Store. I used to go across the street there and play that all the time at Welsh's.
Oh, no, I never played. I didn't even know they had a video game in there.
Yeah, they had 2 of them in the doorway before,
Do you remember that? What was it called? It was that little market there on Keewatin, right before State.
Yeah.
It was out there by Mary Jo's house, and she worked there.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the very back of that, are we on what, number 7?
Yeah. Well, I did not my number 6. You haven't done yours.
Yeah, I did. Punch Out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, number 7.
Okay, so this game, no, did you already do your 7?
No.
Oh, what's your 7?
My number 7 is Dragon's Lair.
That's my number 8.
All right. God damn, we got a lot. All right.
Uh-huh.
What's your
Number
number
7
All right.
was that game that was in the back of that store. Tron.
Oh. Yeah.
Dude, I loved playing Tron. Man, that was fun. God, I used to do. I mean, I lost a lot of money in that machine. All right. What's your number 8?
Cubert.
I can't believe I forgot that.
How do you forget Cubert, man?
I know.
He was
my
adorable.
number 8 was Dragon's Lair. So number 9.
He said, Tron, great game, terrible movie.
It was. Both movies were bad.
My number 9, Centipede.
Didn't have that one either.
Your honorable mentions? Oh, you haven't done your number 9.
Yeah. Number 9, Battle Zone.
Yeah.
With the 3D tanks.
Yeah.
I love that game too. All right. So my honorable mentions, because I already marked my number 10. My honorable mentions: Space Invaders.
Don't even have that, but yeah.
Asteroids.
Oh yeah.
Galaxian.
Okay.
And Berserk.
Oh shit.
I loved Berserk, dude. You got into like levels 14 and 15 when that ball is just bouncing real quick to get your ass. Yeah.
All right, so you already did your number 10.
Uh-huh.
My number 10 was it was either Monaco GP or Outrun.
And I had thought about Outrun. Yeah, Outrun. That was at Zebra Bar.
It was also at the one oh shit. I can't remember the name of the arcade. But it
Where
was
was it?
a block down from Sperry's. It ended up being a church afterwards. It used to be a theater. It's also the place where Lee's Garage was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot all about that arcade.
Yeah, and they'd have bands in there on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I love that place. I used to go see all the bands there because I was being as young as we were, we didn't get to see the bands play out. So
See, now the wooden nickel behind where Marengo's used to be behind the mall.
yeah,
If you ever go to that one,
yeah,
yeah, Marty and I go in there like on a Saturday night, and like he and I saw 391 in there.
okay,
Tony Bellamo's band.
yeah,
Yeah. So that was sweet because I was doing the radio show with him at WORW. So yeah, that was fun. W or W, there is a choice. Yeah. So that was.
So we
Oh
got a
yeah, we
pretty
got
good
it.
order. Yeah,
All right. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5.
So I would say number one for me. Hmm. Hmm. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go with Zaxxon.
That you're gonna be okay.
That would be my number one. My number two would be Donkey Kong.
Okay, I'll agree. So far, so good.
Number three, Galaga.
All right.
Number four, Pac-Man.
Okay.
And number five, Dragon Slayer.
Sounds fair to me.
Okay, so number one is Zaxxon. Yeah, dude, if I counted up all the money I ever threw into arcades, oh god.
Oh shit! If I had the money I put into Zaxxon, I'd fucking be wealthy.
Daniel would have had a college fund.
Shit, Daniel's fucking great. Oh wait, Daniel's not gonna have kids. But my
Oh,
great grandchildren would have had a college fund, even with the way
yes.
college prices are going now.
Yeah, I dumped a lot of money into all 10 of those games. I dumped a lot of money into. I know for a fact I could have probably saved up and bought my own stupid arcade.
Uh, and we could have called it
Uh,
the stupid arcade. That's what we should
stu-
do. Open arcade. The stupid
yeah,
arcade.
stupid arcade.
Or footless.
Lactose intolerant.
Right. All right.
Uh
My idea for next week's top 10,
huh.
your top 10 animated characters. It can be from cartoons, comic books, and even that shit like Pixar Disney shit, like fucking Buzz Lightyear and all that
Oh
shit.
well, nobody's gonna make that list. Nobody's gonna make my list from that fucking place. Guaranteed.
What?
Guaranteed. No, fuck that. I
You don't
got I
like
got like my classic cartoons.
you don't even like the
Um,
fucking dude from Up or
no, not really.
okay, well anyways, that's a criteria. Like fucking so it could be cartoons, it could be anime, it could be fucking
Okay.
even like yeah. Yeah, because Mario's kind of like fucking animated shit too. So he's an animated
So
character, and so
sure.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah. So I mean, whatever has made it into animated print or video or whatever, anything is fair
yeah,
game. Oh,
yeah.
I'm good with that.
You already
All
know Yosemite Sam's gonna be on my fucking list. So
right. Of course, he's gonna be on mine too. Dirty rack frack varmint.
that's kind of like a given. Like,
I gotta go back and get that rant again. So anytime you message me,
Mark and fucking.
yeah. Oh, we pissed our pants the first time we heard that. I was like, yep, there's Dave's notification.
And I already know you're gonna have Marvin the Martian. He's gonna be like your top two.
Oh yes, yes, sir. Matter of fact, most of my well, I was gonna like kind of pigeonhole myself with just Looney Tunes, but I can't do that. There's plenty of other people out there.
Of
Yeah,
course there is.
that'll be a good list, dude. That'll really get me to thinking.
Yeah, and another great one would be Alfred E. Newman.
What, me worry?
Uh,
I used to love Mad Magazine.
oh God, what got me onto Mad Magazine is the Don Martin characters, because my dad's drawing looked a lot like his,
Hmm.
and so like when I first seen him, I'm like, "Hey, Dad, did you draw?" And Dad's like, "No."
Yeah, he was drawn under a pseudonym.
And so but yeah, I love Mad and Cracked and all that shit. And yeah, there's so many different characters you could.
Rack and frack and snaggle rack and varmint. That's exactly right, Richard. um, yeah, there's a lot that I'm really gonna have to do some thinking. I already know one character of mine's gonna be on there. His name is Shin Chen. Um, Laura actually got me hooked on watching that. He's a little fucking junior baby son of a bitch
Oh.
kid that he likes to show his balls to everybody.
That reminds me of the Looney Tunes one with the gangsters, and they had that little baby
Oh
gangster.
yeah.
He had the cigar and everybody, and the
Yep.
Tommy gun.
He's like, and Bugs goes up and tickles him under the He's like, Gucci, Gucci. He hits him in the head with a hammer. Bugs is like, Gucci. Oh shit.
so
Our
you,
fucking our
you said
childhoods were demented, but you know
so
what?
you
They were
had
fun.
Shin Chin, and your
Yes.
character would have been Double Chin.
Yours would have been fucking more chins than a Chinese phone book.
Chin 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 Chin
Mm.
Chin Chin Chinny Chin Chin
Chin
Chin
chimmery, chin chimmery, chim chim cherry.
Chin 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 Chin
Look,
Chin Chin
look, everybody, he's broken.
Chin. Oh man.
I broke Dave.
Right. Uh so so what special shit have you had this week, man? Like, did you get yourself any treats?
Well, let's see. So Sunday, Luke and I watched Good Burger because I'd never seen it.
The original one and the new
Yeah,
one and the new one.
and the new one. Yeah,
The new one I heard was a disappointment.
it was. It wasn't great.
Ugh,
But so Sunday we got Jimmy John's,
okay.
and I don't know if you've ever eaten there or not,
Yeah.
but I got their JJ Gargantuan.
Mm-hmm.
God, I love that sub. And then yesterday, well, see, we watched Sunday. We watched Good Burger, and then yesterday we watched Good Burger 2. So we decided Luke went out of town for the week. So he's like, "Oh, let's get something." I said, "All right." So we ordered from Fazoli's, which is well, basically it's a fast food Italian place.
Okay.
And and we got their sampler plate, which was spaghetti and meatballs, lasagna, chicken Alfredo, and cheese ravioli in marinara.
Okay.
And it was really good.
Yeah,
I forgot.
it's the sub stuff and stuff. Like I've gotten away from the chain subs because that 24th Street pizza place, they do subs there, and I can
Mhm.
get two of their large ones for $16.99.
Well, I mean, hell yeah, dude.
And of
Oh,
course, it's going to be better quality because it's not a chain.
right, exactly. There's just not many places around here that do subs good. There's great pizza places here. I mean, but I'm like pizzaed out, and they don't do subs great. The only
Yeah.
two places here in town that do subs anywhere decent is Jimmy John's or Mancino's.
And Mancino's, their grinders are fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're just expensive now. They went way
Yeah.
up in price. Like I remember their lumberjack was like 18.95,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, and I that's fine. Now it's $26.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? And the gargantuan's like 15. So I'm like, yeah, I'll get a gargantuan. And it takes me a minute because I don't have no teeth and I can't eat their pickles anymore. But
Oh.
whatever. Luke says, "Oh, he said I'll put a pickle in the blender for you."
Pickle juice.
And pickle smoothie.
Mm.
No thanks. I'm good. Okay, so the list is top 10 favorite animated characters.
Yeah. And there's a lot of leeway in that. So, I mean,
Sure. The list.
okay, my list is
Animated.
done.
Fuck off.
No, it's not. I'm joking with you. I actually haven't.
And
I did start it because I told you, like, I'm like, who my top one's gonna be. So
yeah, that's gonna be Yosemite Sam.
right, and then I mentioned Marvin the Martian, so that added number two. I mean,
Yeah.
but,
Oh yeah. Those are the iconic characters. This
yeah.
is the shit that we grew up with. It was like, and look, they're trying to cancel Looney Tunes and get rid of the episodes where like people get shot and shit like that. My thing is, yes, we were a dangerous generation, but we fucking knew better than to pick a gun up and shoot somebody in the face
Well,
with it.
actually, we didn't, and that's why we have warnings on everything now. Like everybody's like, well, we didn't have to have warnings on not to drink such and such fluid when we were a kid. I'm like, no, but the reason they have to have it on now is because somebody from our generation was so stupid that they actually drank that fucking fluid. And so, because there was no warning on it. And
No.
so now the generations now have the warning because we fucked it up for everybody.
Well, says one bad apple, I suppose. But
And
like the
I
majority.
bet you're the reason for probably 90% of them fucking warnings.
Now, why would you say something hurtful like
Kurt, put your finger in this pair of pliers.
that? You
Mm,
know what? That's some horse shit right there. I'm
uh,
not even, but yeah, yeah. I guess I can see that. All right, come on. What are we doing here? All right, come on, all the way over here. What
what are you
the? Come
what are you
there,
talking about, dummy?
there. What? Oh,
What?
okay.
What?
Well, that didn't work. Hang on.
What are you
Da, da, da,
doing?
da, da. I'm doing stuff. Okay,
You're
just
breaking
give me
shit.
a. Yeah, I mean, what the hell? All right. Let's see. Okay. I don't see it. Oh well, I'll figure it the fuck out. Anyways, getting on to be that time, kids. We thought we were going to run over, but we actually planned it to be just right. So we want to thank you all for stopping by. We appreciate each and every single one of you. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, tell people, tell other people, tell lots of people.
And Richard,
we want. Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we really had a blast with you.
Yes, we're glad that you stopped by and gave us a listen. As always, we thank you. And don't forget to click that bell notification so you can be notified every time we post new content. That's every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So this is The Stupid Show. I'm Kurt. He's Dave. We're stupid. Dave, get us the hell out of here.
So long. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Love you.